stadium buzzing. Kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Louisville's offense takes the field. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
They used the chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Looking to throw on 1st down. Here's a heat. Got him downfield. Races down to the 2 and stopped just short of the goal line as he goes out of bounds. The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. A 1st down run on the doorstep. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown!
All right, we're going to have to figure something out then, huh?
I really like that drive for this offense. Putting last week behind them, putting a drive together, showing some explosiveness. This offense really put last week behind them. The poor performance last week, starting off with a bang here today.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25.
Oh, Heisman Trophy?
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Right back to the well. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play.
Love the work by the running back on that drop play. He sold like he was going to be pass blocking. At the last second, got the handoff, and right away put his foot in the ground to get upfield.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Quarterback adapting. Going to try to get it himself. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Almost had the completion. Just missed it.
Well, that is one the tight end is going to want to have back. He was wide open on that play. That's one he's got to make. He's got to be able to make that play.
And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1.
Ooh, and I love the running back here. Running into the blitz, he saw the extra defender. He was able to put his foot in the ground and make a miss. That was a good play.
On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their feet.
Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offensive system.
Steps into the end zone for a touchdown. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Ellison. He'll be chased out of bounds inside his own 20 at the 18-yard line, and a great job of coverage there. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Makes the grab deep. That defense got gas,
so
but
confused.
they finally get him to the
I'm so confused.
47.
What a throw on first down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback
Gets away from one. He's got space. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab. So after the huge chunk play, they've got it 1st and goal from the 10. Here's the handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Lost the fire on 2nd down. Got it! And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and sneaks into the end zone.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with a quarterback sneak. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Oh, he's got some space. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
Defensively, you'll take the slow down. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. But you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, you got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
They make the stop, but not before he wraps up this first period with a huge gain. That's the end of the quarter, and Louisville has the edge. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Looking downfield on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on him. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
They'll snap it from the 28 in field goal range, but it's 3rd and short. Got his man. just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away he wants to get the ball to his primary.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And there, happy place for a touchdown.
Man, what a nice touchdown run. And this is a team effort, right? It's got to start with the offensive line to give you that crease, and then the wide receivers start to kick in, and the running back, he handles the rest. Nice touchdown run.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the
All right, boys, let's figure out a stop.
On the ground. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And that's incomplete.
Way to go, boys.
All over him, knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. And the Cardinals will call on their punt team. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. A fair catch is called for and made just across the 50-yard line. So, guys, we'll get another look at this offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Tackle is made at the 33. It's about a 5-yard pickup, and that'll be enough for a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man. It's Powell. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. Completion a little short of the sticks. It's second down. Back to pass. On the run, still looking. He's going to run it. Bust through behind his pad. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. It's first and 10 from the 13. They'll throw it from the red zone. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Now wrestling down at the 4-yard line after that run. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. They'll stick to the ground, looking for the marker. He bullies his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Looks like a Heisman to me.
This offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and bring it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Pocket breaking down. Running to Green. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And after success like that on the bootleg, that's going to change the way the defense plays now. Every single time from here on out, when the quarterback hands it off, they're going to have to leave a defender, a defensive end, or a linebacker outside. Just
intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Back room on the return. And he's going to cruise in with this one. It is a touchdown. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Cardinals with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Got it in the middle, it's Murphy. Stumbled to the ground.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Makes the play in the backfield again, and the defense can use a timeout and get the ball back here. And the Cardinals will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Wants to throw on first down. Buys a little time with his feet. He throws one to the left. And he's got it inside the 20. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking to throw on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? Looking downfield very late in the half. Knocked away, incomplete, and quarters get tight in the red zone.
Zone coverage that time, and the cornerback, a nice job with his eyes. He's watching the quarterback. He sees the ball thrown, so he knows exactly when to break on it. He's able to break it up for an incompletion.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Makes the catch and runs his way into the end zone for the touchdown. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in week 5?
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Let's see what he can do with the return. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. So the offense has had enough. They'll take a knee and wrap up this first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys. Looks like we've got a great game day atmosphere today in Atlanta.
The Cardinals will kick it away to start the second half. On the move from inside is 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of ball plays. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the second half. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure it to first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Plucks it out of the air. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield. Pick up 10 and the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Zings it complete to the right. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. It's a draw. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Going to sling it on 2nd down. The short hands. It's Powell. There he goes. Got enough space. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an...
And yes, he's in the end zone for the touchdown.
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
Looking for blockers. And the returner is stopped. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man in the middle. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Cardinals send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. They'll go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains and the screen pass is effective. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. To the air on first down. Makes the catch. It's Powell. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Illegal block.
A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Well, they've put themselves in a hole. It's 1st and 20. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Got his man. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
There are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
That's caught. It's Irvin. And into the end zone. Steps into the end zone for a touchdown. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished the deal with a 26-yard touchdown pass. The returner will field it and try to do some business. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Wants to throw on first down. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
All right, trying to attack the middle of the field on that in route. Nice job putting his foot in the ground. He didn't telegraph where he was going. He was open. He's just got to make the catch.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Got it behind the line. It's Wheeler. Ran through the tackle, and he's got room to run. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Gonna take a shot at this DB. He's got it on the outside. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
The give on the inside. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country. With a big lead in this game, you cannot run the ball and expect to win and get back in it.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. Caught behind the line. It's driving. Out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score. The Cardinals didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Smith dropping to pass. Finds his big tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback, who makes a sure tackle. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Wants to throw it. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
Well, I'll give the defense a lot of credit because the quarterback had nowhere to go downfield with that one. He just tried to spit it out to the perimeter. A nice catch, but they only gave up 1 yard.
Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. Touchdown, Louisville! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives, and coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Finds the tight end. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because...
Breaks into the open. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
Past the 40. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the 4th quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and ice this game, and he's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Now on the option. Now the pitch. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
This quarterback is making outstanding decisions so far in this game, and you've already seen it throwing the football. The guy already has over 200 yards passing, but he's doing it in the running game as well. Really good decision that time. Seeing nobody accounting for the pitch guy, you flip it out, you pick up a nice play offensively. Really good football IQ from the quarterback position.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play.
Yeah, I think that's nice discipline by this defense. Doing a good job playing inside out, using the sideline to their advantage, kind of stringing it out, not giving up yards. This is a really good...
Coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. The goalpost breathing down their neck as they're backed up in their own end, starting the drive from their own 1. From his end zone, trying to loosen up this knee. That internal clock just didn't move fast enough, and they get him for a safety. They'll set up for the free kick from their own 20.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they did.
Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Wide open spaces. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
After giving up that big shot defensively, how confident are you calling that coverage again? You're now on your own end of the field, and now your backs are against the wall.
Firing to the right, complete. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Sends it back in motion. To the air on 2nd down. He's got it on the move. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Man, you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. This drive will open from the 15. Smith wants to throw. He wants a big play here late. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And the pass goes incomplete, and that's going to do it. Clock strike 0. Ball game is over. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out.